Hey guys, Spooky Cat Lady here, and today me and ChatGPT are working together to write a novel. And last time I was just setting up my Google Docs. As you can see, there is the manuscript. We got brainstorming, character information, drafts, materials, that's for like elevator pitches, back matter, stuff like that. One query letters. We got outline or outlines, research and settings. We used ChatGPT to make an outline. So I did not record all this. That way I can just go through it quickly what I did. You don't have to sit there through me bumbling around. So we have some samples of different types of outlines, a style sheet, and then the actual outline. And me and ChatGPT came up with this together. And I'll show you how I did it. So we'll go back to ChatGPT. First, I just told him, hey, I'm writing a novel. Of course, there is a line, the first act. So I'm not sure this is the first one of the outlining, because I first just tell it what the novel is about. So basically I just said, hey ChatGPT, I'm writing a novel called The Onion Dragon, and here's what it's about. Can you make me an outline? And it did. And there's a part of that outline, and then now here I'm asking it to expand each chapter, that's a very short description, into paragraphs. Also, these names, I used ChatGPT to get those names as well. I just said, hey ChatGPT, what's a name for a person that means onion? Because it's the Onion Dragon. And one of the names was Shallon, and I was like, oh, I like that. And the name of this, the sound of the name, for some reason, sounded Irish to me. So I decided she's red hair, green eyes, Irish, heritage. So these are all things that I had not figured out yet, and just random things that ChatGPT happened to bring up is how the character got started. And then we have this other character, Ryuko, which means dragon princess in Japanese, and I was like, cool. So I used that name. So now she is Japanese. That wasn't planned. That wasn't even a thought. It just happened randomly, and that's why I love ChatGPT, because it just gives you random stuff that you hadn't considered, and your whole story transforms into something else. The whole idea of writer's block is gone with this. So first it gave me, I just wrote, I'm writing a novel called The Onion Dragon. Can you give me an outline for it? And I said, of course, please feel free to share it with me. And so I gave it the outline that me and ChatGPT came up with together, and then it expanded it. And I looked it over, I read it, I made changes, and I asked it just take the chapter 1 and start making an actual chapter. And it took a while to get it to give me like a whole chapter. Like I had to figure out how to write the prompt, so I didn't want to make you guys have to sit through me figuring that out, because at first I just give you these little chunks, and you can tell it to say, instead of telling, please write it in showing, and it'll do it. It knows what you're talking about. It's pretty awesome. And so here are a bunch of samples, me trying to learn how to use it. So first I started with an elevator pitch. I should have defined it first, because it just wrote me a random elevator pitch here. And hey, could be a good story, who knows. So then I told it what it is actually about. So you want to combine this with this before you tell it, because it's just going to give you something random, which might be good if you're looking for a prompt. And so then it wrote me an elevator pitch. I asked about the naming, and then it gave me these names. Shallon was in there. I apparently changed the spelling a little bit. I think I still changed it, Shallon. I changed it to Shallon. if you're looking for names for a character, if you're one of those people who struggle with names, ChatGPT will just spit out all kinds of stuff for you. And then you just tell it, okay, the girl's name is Shallon now. And from then on, ChatGPT will refer to her as Shallon. And then I tell her about meeting the older girl, and I needed a name for her. I also needed a subplot, so I was like, here's some subplots involving the second girl. So here were the possible subplots for that. She needed a name, so these were some of the names it gave me, and I really liked Ruko, Draculina. That one was a little funny. I let it know that was now her name. And then there's more about the plot between Ruko and the dragon, the onion dragon. And so yeah, I just take this information and I start building the outline, the names. I define how many chapters I thought there'd be, how long it would be, how many words in each chapter. Here's where it starts writing a simple outline. And then any information in the outline that is not correct, I tell it, no one knows the witch is the prince except the dragon, blah, 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 blah. So then it rewrites it again until I get it close to something I like. And then I go and I copy, paste it, make my changes, and then I feed it in. So here it is. I'm about to give you the outline I would like to use for the novel. This is the section where I've already taken the outline out, rewritten it, made changes to it, and now I'm giving it back to ChatGPT with my changes and asking it to do stuff. Like I said, told it I need help with the ending. Here's the outline. What suggestions can you give me? And so that's what that is right there. So you can do that too. Like if you're working on an outline and you're kind of stuck, you don't know where to go, you can just feed it that section and say, what should I do, ChatGPT? And ask for suggestions. Here's the outline again. See, sure, I can give some suggestions for concluding your story outline, and so it does. It's really awesome. And then I'm start giving it details like, nope, this is how I want it to happen. And, oh, okay, so let's change this. And then I needed names. There's 5 other girls in the castle. I needed names for them. So there's the names. And I had it just give me 5 random personalities. And I ended up using those. So it just, these things that you sit there and you puzzle over forever. What should I do? What should I do? You can just figure it out for you in like 5 minutes. And it takes you places you wouldn't have gone on your own, which is awesome. Like here I start at, what are some suggestions on how the witch gets defeated? And so it gives you that, what kind of weapon can I use? What can kill the dragon? Give it the newest outline. And then we'll go in. I have it expand the backstory on the 5 girls for me. I asked it for another name, a name for the dragon. Awesome stuff. I love it. It just saves so much time. Here's another outline. And then I have it expand the outline again. Sometimes it'll throw some extra random stuff in there, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. And here is where I finally have it start writing the first chapter. So at first, the prompt is kind of vague. I have a draft of chapter 1 for my book, Can you help me expand it to 2,500 words? Certainly. And then I added that. I think this is before I gave it the chapter, and it just wrote a random chapter. I was like, no, here's my version. Can you help me expand it to 2,500 words? And then it does it right here. I didn't use everything in there, but there are some good parts that I did use. And then I was like, I really need a better, the first sentence was, nah. I didn't like it. So I said, can you give me 5 hooking sentences to start with this chapter 1 with? And it did an amazing job. I combined 2 of them together for the first the first sentence, and I think it's better, sadly, probably better than anything I could have ever came up with myself. But I did tweak it. Here's more names. I have a spear, magic spear, and I needed a name for that. So it was giving me names. I used a combination of this stuff. And then I had it give me a chapter 3, which is what I'm working on now. So let's look at the manuscript. We got the outline. This is the official outline of all the info kind of coming together. And it took no time at all to make this. And honestly, I've expanded it now. Like, I'm gonna have to make it on the outline. I'm gonna have to put like chapter 3.5. So I might as well do that, because this is gonna actually become its, based on what I don't feel like renumbering right now, so I just do half chapters, where I get rid of this sentence, cut, paste. And now we got this new unexpected chapter because of where ChatGPT decided to go with it. And I will expand this a little more to match what's actually in there. I'm just putting it in there now, because now this is going to be technically the new chapter 4. But I don't feel like renumbering it right now, so we'll just do it this way. So we're gonna have ChatGPT write this chapter for us. So I'm still working on chapter 3. There we go. We got chapter 1 done, chapter 2 done. Working on chapter 3, still got some more, and then this is going to be chapter 4. I already have it formatted for Kindle and print for Amazon, so when it's done, it's already formatted. Alright, so now we're going to see what does ChatGPT come up for chapter 4. I like to be polite to ChatGPT. I don't like to be like, do this. Why? In case it becomes sentient, maybe it won't kill me. Now, sometimes I'll tell it to make it 2,500 words. Like the first time it wrote chapter 3, I asked for 2,500 words and it only gave me 1,400. But I read it and honestly that was enough. So it's not going to always give you what you ask for, and honestly you may not need that much. But this seems to be enough to get good results. There it goes. So if you're one of those people who have a hard time starting from nothing, or you're one of those people, the blank page, you just don't know where to start, this can get you started. Now it sounds like it's gone off on a crazy tangent, probably because I didn't feed it. First I give it the rewritten chapter, like chapter 3. Since I'm not finished with it, I haven't given it to it yet. So I think it's gone off on something crazy. And it's doing something crazy, but the cell phone is for her to freak out and call, help somebody. Of course, it's not going to work because she's in a new fantasy world. The phone's not going to work. So I'll probably have to feed it, give it another chapter about, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for. You're gone on off a tangent, and feed it the finished chapter 3 as well, so it knows where to continue from, because I'm still working on it. But so that is so far how I've been using ChatGPT to help me write a novel. And there might be parts in this chapter 4, even though it's gone off on a little bit of a tangent. I can tell just by what it says at the bottom. There might be parts. I've been piecing parts together, and then I can have it like, say maybe this is really lighthearted, and I decide, no, rewrite this exact same thing, just write it in a darker tone. And that's what I had it do for chapter 3. I had it write chapter 3 twice. There's the first version, and I just passed the second version. And I combined those two versions together and also added my own stuff to it. So you can do that. And sometimes it will stop in the middle. Say like it hasn't quite reached the 2,500 words. Sometimes it won't. You can do continue generating, and it'll just keep going. And guys, this is free. I'm not even paying for the paid version. I don't know what extras you get in the paid version. But look, I can't type this fast. It saves you so much time. I love it. I know a lot of writers out there are probably like, it's taking my job. It's not real anymore. But I feel I'm still crafting this. I'm just using a tool that helps randomize things a little bit. Takes me in directions I would have never gone on my own. I still rewrite it into my own voice because ChatGPT loves to filter through character perspective, so I have to edit all that out. It's always filtering. I'm sure it learned that from writers because a lot of writers do that. But otherwise, it's great. So I say give it a try, especially if you are stuck, because you can, like, maybe you're just stuck in a section, maybe you have like a fight scene you need to write. You can just describe the fight scene to ChatGPT, let it write it out for you, and then take what you like and create your own. You don't have to take it exactly. It just helps your brain think of things you might not have come up with on your own. It just helps you keep going, get out of that writer's block, whatever you want to call it. So I hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe. More videos while I'm writing this novel will be coming. If you enjoy this content and want to help the channel, you can go to darkwhimsicalart.com and check out my merch there. Some of my books are on there. Check it out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!